Sana was you as a me can I rocking as a mother was
oh there we na say me
can some power
o me tam chuku me de sem mo de mo kana metie
okay but on any adwen oh I say Premier League na enra I shase no on o few say yembo game ni na enwie no anemo league ni wie no na Abrante Fence Bruno Fernandes of Manchester United I imagine as the best player because last season Nyama Abrante yeah no
yeah
on say ye ntimi anji league ni na ma o company for say ye man the best player na den but this season no narrative the best we are winning the league and obeji best player on any nyadwe
no you see Rich Roy Keane kasa asem na I will never doubt it unim ni entia Bruno Fernandes so utie Abrante ni ye pa off the pitch you realize that one of the most strong-willed players we be see a kind in the Premier League he's one of them you can say player be what intention say or say odun maximum level Bruno Fernandes is one of them
okay
it is a Roy Keane kasa asem now I'm not surprised because when you look at the player's profile and look at the commitment and the determination of person the born be me person me bisa say man contract no because he cannot will bisa no mo fa man also he has something about £400,000 a week mo so mo say mo man only £500,000 addition to the OGCC per year me sure say that's a very good deal there be me there me see it's a more value player now
na the one is
you for the sick man no
value na say get man contract extension
na say onyansan
e na obia onim United team ni bia no say Bruno Fernandes is a key member
nti mo man contract no sign mo first kan kan man
if you asem ye ne better as ni akasa da Josh so we be find there
yeah nyame adom bia boko
the not 50 minutes minimum baby afaso there fa bia na
look Rich, the Premier League is off on a different level. And now I'm sure Arsenal team no more with the kind of performance that they put up. Arsenal want to reinforce their dominance and make sure that they send the signal to Bia in the Premier League. Say whatever they did last season, no, on better in year and better this time around. Rich, Arsenal game now money Man City boy committee shield no about a week ago no. The standout moment in that game was what happened in the first 30 seconds of the game. Say a starting ball now within 24 seconds. Now Arsenal 4, Eddie ball now 2, Man City for Tottenham. And if you watch the sequence of play, the way not determination and who famano work. Arsenal for now for me and how they managed to push the ball quickly and put it in the back of the net, told me something that no, Arsenal for no want to send a message that so Arsenal last season this season they are coming on a different level. And now we as we concert, man say or a new player was signed. And I'm very happy saying no, we didn't even see both of them, Bruno G and Ezri Konsa, in the game. But you saw the way Arsenal dominated the match. The intensity from level 0 to minute 90th. You saw how they played the game with a different mentality. It was not the same mentality that they played last season with. Because last season, to me say, maybe they were giving the league away. So if you have come off that posture, and when your new season, Pep Guardiola ending. For the very first time in the Premier League, all the top 5 teams have new managers in the dugout. Mikel Arteta would want to establish that dominance in the Premier League. And Rich, and then if Arsenal want to win the league this season, it's na players miensa peso. Players miensa. And I mean who said they are going to be very key to this Arsenal team if they really want to establish that dominance in the Premier League.
Players bang.
Number 1, Ricardo Calafiori. Left back. Rachel Nimientia.
And I will down the pass.
Look, that guy has a different way he sees the game. And yeah, me pe one who say once he came into that Arsenal setup, ultimately Mikel Arteta ni philosophy in temper. Inti enano say Arsenal for no build it from the back. Omo the ball no come in pe. Ricardo Calafiori steps out of the defense into the midfield.
And now can't have it first goal no.
Yeah.
Nan who boom.
Look, the ingenuity, the skill, the willpower of Abrantiano. Once he contributes into the attack, you even get him moving into the central areas of the attack to even receive the ball from Abrantiano from Christos Solisa or Betime Pejano from the flanks into the box. It's Calafiori, only just one type of left backer, baby or left hand. So you get that dynamism from him. Number 2, Miles Lewis Kelly.
That young boy.
Rich, I'm not surprised. Say Arteta Babontin because this player is not for sale. And he wants to also repose that confidence in player to tell the player, say, look, you are not for sale, that's accepted, but you will be a key member of my team this season. Because I value you and I know what you can do. And I think Abrantiano, when you are Arteta team, what maybe I say. So this time around, I can get the chance to enter into the team and make myself known. I can tell you for a fact, once we get Bruno G back from injury, not Declan Rice available, Miles Lewis Kelly will be that player who can step into the game from start of the game. He will dictate the tempo. He'll be combative on him players. To get the best for team my friend Arsenal. Reach number 3, Martin Odegaard. On him said the whole of last season, Martin Odegaard was share 1 goal per. That is the thing. But then now, you saw how influential he was in the game. Chance creation, Onyambo, he's scanning or share one of the man the pass. No, if Arsenal can keep Martin Odegaard fit, including players Amaka Akahon, Rich, Arsenal will become a very dominant force in this particular Premier League. Bruno G as a concept. And one thing I've seen Arteta do is that a person will build a team this time around, not from necessarily say Abia or share goals from air set pieces. A strategy, he will continue to do it. But Rich, one thing Arteta is doing in this season is that he wants to utilize players who can play interpositions, very flexible, who can read the game differently. It has reconstructed Jumedia Odi or Air Aston Villa. He can play as a centre back. He can also play as a right back. And then, Sejurian Timber free injury Ebampona. You have an Ezri Konsa who can give you squad depth. Ubebo Champions League, Ubebo League Cup, Ubebo FA Cup. So if you have these players available, Rich, you don't have just squad depth, but you have dynamic players who say will be Prampona. You can get them to play in different roles on the pitch. Bruno G, Obetimi about 6, Obetimi about 8. He can also play in a 3-man midfield. So he's not looking per se, say, hey, I have only one type of player for one specific purpose. I have 2 or 3 players, but 3 players no. Obetimi about 6 different positions on the pitch. And I share Christos Solis. Nipa na Okoye is scouting for Arsenal. Ekofa Christos Solis from Club Brugge. I didn't share team no more. Look, Mihu Nipa na I'll salute the person more than 10 times. It is not easy so being a player to come outside the league, to come and enter into the Arsenal setup. And then now he looks like he has been playing Arsenal for about 3 seasons now.
And he said Martinelli
and you see, that is where I would also be very proactive. Namini Abrante not Nasi. Rich, another thing I've seen Arteta do is that say in football generally no, say player and first 11 who on him say ABA or a surplus to requirements. If you bench bar and yene de.
Especially to a Brazilian.
Good. Now say oh you good or who say on him no bo. Now they build in free bench bar. You may not get the best out of the player for a long time. But one thing Arteta needs to make the players understand this time around, and they say Omu very close to winning the Champions League. And so bet the Champions League this season, he needs to make the players understand that if you are not on the pitch in the first 11, and not on Chelsea on come plans and not on Chelsea on your good player, and not Mikel Merino any Eberechi Eze, they came from the bench. But once they came from the bench, Rich, you saw that no, but they sustained the team.
Martinelli or Nipa. We were team last season. Trossard na neighbor.
Yeah.
He said Trossard is no more. It is a Trossard in your namina. Anytime you are Trossard and Mohamed Boa.
Yeah.
Obviously, so Oniwa. Michelle say minutes starting game.
Okay.
Then Yakofa player for Naba. Player Nebaya.
Almost right into the first
ahead of me.
Yeah.
I think Hana no problem no one.
Well, that
it's
yeah.
Either Sabranton and the Casana of you say, I'm happier. Let him go. Because Martinelli is a Brazilian.
Yeah.
Brazil, so national team is all to bench.
Yeah.
I mean, I call Bemba. What I say? And like I told you, nipa first Debiam if you bench never. Nipa na no man free bench bano. He's no more. Only team nimbi. And think this season the anya shekra no. When my starting up right didn't free bench mra. Oh no baya. Still no start ahead of me.
You see,
you complain.
It depends. Sometimes it also depends on the profile of Mrantiano. Look at Martinelli. Martinelli is not that type of player or you're very good with take-ons. Say Branham Pion, Minyabo na meet me box move very easily. Or your player na young Bontu ne type of. And in games, no, there are certain games in this season that Rachel because Arsenal for no, they were required to use those kind of strategies. In the meeting come last time, he said, I really wish. Say Arsenal for no, since you know Mukas or Musheshe last signing na oye very attacking player. No mutimi konya Osimhen na ebe bo amopa.
Okay.
Because Victor Gyökeres himself onye that very combative. Unya Victor Osimhen in a game where you are trying to sit in a low block to prevent him say obesha no. Unya bo na ubosima. You get Osimhen to do a lot of that battling and heckling with defenders. Obetimi ra box no, he will cut in or the na hoden obe brebo na and you put it at goal. Martinelli is not that combative. And in this season, one thing that will help us now, and they say, you don't just be creative. You need to be combative. You need to be very flexible. Martinelli is not that kind of player. I get you. So, person of you there, I don't have a problem. But so Betias here, and we say the season that we are in, our target is the Champions League. Aside the dominance in the Premier League, I think Arsenal will become a very, strong force to reckon with. Rich, there's a team I didn't put in my top 4. Me am a top 4 no.
Oh, Vananchim.
Manfasa team nanshim.
But what's the Wabiana?
And yes, I'm a my dream.
Okay.
I think that team may come fifth place.
Fifth?
Yes.
Team
may come once. Tottenham Hotspur.
Because of signings, Nana.
And yes, signings, no.
And our coach.
Partly, I think it's the coach. And we are there's a certain level of understanding. Deserbi has about the game.
Brutal.
It's not about the brutality of the manager.
Okay.
It's about the vision of the manager. Deserbi is on record to have said, when he's playing football with his team, he doesn't like to be very reactive. Or person or two no boys share the team no edeba.
Now you don't know.
Then he will look at how he can attack the weakness of that team.
Okay.
Now, Rich. You've heard the saying, say go and sin no more. So what's it that? Make Sunday school. Then times ukona ukoya de boni bina ye chuni go 2 times I go and sin no more. Rich, the Premier League told Tottenham Hotspur last season say go and sin no more. Because a card there, they were going on relegation. West Stadium £1 billion. Now the stadium no Ecobo Championship. After surviving that relegation. You will reinforce with him, you will do it. It's your kofa deserve by and nyamye nim no kre. Ko wanya lucky no ko relegation now. I don't think this will be the story. Come tisika 100 million and kofa no tonali from Newcastle. Do not take 85 million and go to West Ham so kofa Matthias Fernandes. On tisika 85 million and koto Savinho from City. On tisika 60 million and koka se ne ope mama mush. Do you know what he's creating in the team? He wants a competitive edge to raise the level of the club. And I think that this season, one of the things that Tottenham Hotspur will use as a competitive advantage, and he say they have a manager who is able to separate the useless things from the useful things. In Tieneno, also Jet Spence, then you go or Inter Milan. Could you remember not your captain in and then so he's pulling. He's buying, and I think that he'll be one of the very competitive managers on the Premier League this season. Joshua
Holutu, and it's for Martin and Canin Shawanzo for 25 way the weekend edition. And now it's in Konyama de say club football. I started. And 2 bet me the message now, Bania King Kai at